They gained millions of views, millions of fans, and just as many haters. Their rise wasn't just fast, it was explosive. However, behind the viral moments lay scandals, lies, and chaos that nearly brought it all to an end. From exposed secrets to public meltdowns, these creators didn't just grow, they sparked controversy every step of the way. So, how did they survive the backlash, and what really fueled their fame? This is the story of YouTube's most controversial rise. Let's start with IShowSpeed. When Speed first popped up online, it wasn't because of great content. It was mainly him yelling, acting wild, and saying things that made people uncomfortable. Clips of him saying outrageous stuff went viral not because people liked him, but because they couldn't believe what they were hearing. At one point, he even got permanently banned from Twitch, but instead of fading away, he leaned into the chaos on YouTube. He'd rage, mess around with fireworks in his house, and even get scolded by his mom on stream. Yet every time he went viral for something ridiculous, his subscriber count jumped. That's the power of controversy on the internet. Speed's story is crazy because even after getting banned and called out so many times, he kept growing. He traveled the world, met fans across Asia, and somehow became even more popular. And now, he has over 30 million subscribers. He's one of the biggest streamers on the platform. It shows that if you're loud enough, bold enough, and just keep showing up, you can turn backlash into fame. But Speed isn't the only one who made it big by doing the unexpected. Tony Zhu from LC Sign is another perfect example. He started as a guy just trying to sell LED signs for businesses. Pretty normal stuff. But then he started making videos where he'd use funny or exaggerated accents, even impersonating world leaders. His goal? To sell more lights. And guess what? It worked. People laughed, shared the clips, and suddenly, his face was everywhere. Even big streamers started noticing him, but not everyone thought it was funny. Some called his jokes offensive or inappropriate. Still, controversy only pushed his views higher. What was once just a sign salesman became an online character with his own fan base. Now compare that to NPC Miles Morales. He gained attention by dressing up like Spider-Man and reacting to TikTok donations with robotic moves and phrases. The whole gimmick worked at first. People sent gifts and the clips spread like wildfire. But over time, it started to feel off. He stayed too deep in the character, begged for interaction, and even had a moment where he got into a real fight while still in costume.
Tony being a savage again? What's this?
What's up, California? My name is Alex.
What's up, Maiden?
I'm Oliver.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dylan. And together we are
gay as fuck. You guys are gay as fuck. Anyways, we've been making signage for more than 14 years. Any size can be customized with 3 years warranty. UONC. Turnover time is 20 days. Click the link in our bio for a free quote.
Tony's at it again. What's this?
Hello. Goodbye. Anyways, if you want to start a business on a budget, make sure you go to the Source Factory. Reliable quality.
Oh, man.
This is the biggest I've ever seen in real life, but this is fine. It's completely fine.
Yes, I know. Because we've been making signage for more than 14 years. Anyway.
And what's this? Daily dose of Tony.
So I got served today at the pharmacy, and
Sir, here's how to tell if your LED sign is cheap, sir. If the light burns out quickly, it might be using cheap LED, sir.
That led to police involvement, and suddenly, the fun was over. He later explained the situation, but the damage was done. Now he's trying to rebrand, slowly stepping away from the NPC gimmick that gave him fame. And then there's JoJo, once a child star full of color, bows, and dance moves. But as she grew older, she ditched her old image and tried to become more edgy, more adult. At first, people supported her journey, but the new content felt so far from what she built her brand on that many fans didn't stick around. JoJo's transformation wasn't just a change in hairstyle or clothes, it was a total switch. She went from singing about candy and rainbows to wearing bold outfits and dancing in music videos that felt more like something from a late-night show than a kid's channel. For someone who built her fame on being super child-friendly, it didn't sit well with parents or younger fans. It wasn't just that she changed, it was how fast and extreme that change was. People who once loved her now didn't even recognize her, and her views dropped hard. Now let's talk about Rocky Raccoon. He's a YouTube animator who gained millions of views by creating fun, kid-friendly animations of popular characters. At first, people loved his creativity, but somewhere along the way, his content took a weird turn. His animations started including more suggestive or questionable poses. Even though the characters looked like they were meant for children, people were confused and upset. What used to be fun for all ages now felt inappropriate. Rocky did try to explain that he didn't mean any harm, but he kept making similar content. Eventually, many of his fans left, and his views dropped. Instead of sticking to what worked, he kept pushing in the wrong direction. The same thing happened to another creator known as Clean Girl, real name Stacy Haber. She first blew up for something simple: cleaning bathrooms in fast food restaurants for free. It was wholesome, unexpected, and people loved it. Then she took her cleaning tools to cemeteries, scrubbing graves while adding dramatic voiceovers and soft music. It got people talking, but not in a good way. Many said she was doing it for attention, not respect. Others noticed that her videos always featured her cleaning brand front and center. Turns out, it was all part of a plan to promote her pink cleaning products. It didn't help that experts called out her products for possibly damaging gravestones. Once people saw through the act, her views changed. The lesson? If it feels fake, the internet will notice. But if there's one story that really blew everyone's mind, it's the rise and fall of the Island Boys, two twin brothers who became famous overnight for a strange, offbeat freestyle while chilling in a pool. They weren't great rappers, but they had a unique look, and the internet ran with it. What started as a joke became a brand. They got invited to podcasts, shows, and even tried to launch real music careers, but their behavior kept getting worse. They argued, acted arrogantly, and refused any advice. When someone tried to tell them to save their money, they snapped back like they were above it all. Not long after, they were deep in debt and desperate to stay relevant. They tried weird stunts, even kissing each other on camera. That shock factor might have got clicks, but it also destroyed their image. By the time legal issues hit, it was clear their time was up. And yet, not everyone who stirred controversy ended up crashing. Some, like Belle Delphine, found a way to turn outrage into a business model. Belle Delphine didn't follow the usual path. Instead of backing down when people criticized her, she leaned into it. She went viral for selling something no one expected, her own bathwater, and people actually bought it. The internet was shocked, but that shock only made her more popular. She used the attention to grow her fan base, and even though platforms like Instagram banned her, she just kept moving. What made Belle different was how she used controversy as fuel. Instead of hiding, she turned every headline into money. Even when she faked an arrest story, she made it sound like a wild adventure instead of a mistake. Her story proves that sometimes the most outrageous moves can work if you're bold enough to commit fully. Sophierain followed a similar path, but her rise came with even more heat. She joined the same kind of platform as Belle, but took it a step further. She started showing off her income, millions every month, which sparked outrage. While people online were busy judging her, her followers kept growing. She even opened a mansion with other influencers doing the same type of content. But things got out of hand when the group faced backlash for working with a younger creator. Still, Sophie didn't slow down. She even defended her choices using religion, saying God supported her success. That comment sparked even more debate, but the attention only made her more visible. Then there's Ashton Hall, a fitness coach who got people talking for a completely different reason. He posted a video showing an intense and strange morning routine: mouth taping, banana peels on the face, ice baths, the works. At first, it looked like real advice, but internet detectives quickly pointed out things that seemed fake. The laptop he was using was off, and some scenes were staged. Still, Ashton didn't deny it. He kept posting, knowing that people commenting, even if they were making fun of him, was giving him more reach. When rumors surfaced about him being broke or evicted, he remained quiet. It turns out that the more people laughed, the more successful he became. That's what all these stories have in common. On YouTube, going viral doesn't always come from talent or skill. Sometimes it's about getting people to talk.
To get people engaged where they make a comment insulting him or making a joke about him, so that way it drives up the views.
Whether it's good or bad, attention can turn into fame and fame into money, but not everyone can handle that spotlight forever. For every creator who rises fast through controversy, there's always the risk of falling just as fast.